What's up, guys? I'm Blue. Welcome back to episode 107 of Room Tour Project, the series where we show off some of the best gaming setups. This week we have a special RGB setup edition where everything is just going to be crazy RGB in a cool setup way. This episode is also pretty cool because we have it sponsored by Corsair, and they are giving away a brand new RGB headphone stand. Yes, that's an actual thing, as well as their Corsair Void Pro RGB wireless headset. Definitely pretty cool if you want to add it to your gaming setup. I'll put the giveaway info in the description down below so you can check that out and enter to win. So episode 107, RGB edition with an RGB giveaway from Corsair. Let's start it off. First up, we got BLUEMOT here, starting off with the RGB craze, not only behind his monitors, but behind his desk and throughout the room as well. And you can see on that left wall, he has a projector setup. That is the BenQ TH681. I like utilizing that entire wall as a separate display, but as for his main desk setup, his monitor here is the LG34 UC87CB, so a nice 34-inch curved ultra-wide monitor. And as for his peripherals, not too much information on it. On his extended mouse pad here, he has a keyboard from Habit, which is going to give it that whole kind of RGB LED light glow to it. Now, he's actually making a product for RGB light strips called the Meshal Flex, which is what's really allowing him to change up the different lights. If you want, you can just check it out, Google it or something, but it gives it this really cool glow throughout his room, definitely honing in on that RGB experience. But his setup as a whole is very neat and organized. Everything has its own place, like the simple monitor here with things off to the side for his whole L-shaped desk. By the way, that's the IKEA Lindemann desk setup. Now let's slide over to the right and check out his PC. And here, this is the Corsair Carbide Clear 400C case. And inside, besides the obvious RGB light strips, is an i5 7600K CPU with the beast of the Be Quiet Dark Rock Pro 3 cooler there, on an Asus Strix H270F gaming motherboard, and an Asus GTX 1060 dual OC graphics card. So when it comes to RGB, this guy's got it down. And like I said, if you want to check out the RGB light strip controller that he uses to customize the lights behind certain areas, check out the Meshal Flex. But this dude is nailing it here, loving the setup altogether. And up next, we got Warlie with this triple monitor gaming setup here with some flashy RGB accents throughout. All three of those monitors are the LG model number extended. Yep, it'll be down below as per usual, but all three of those are 23 inches apiece. And since they're all mounted on one bracket, they are all nice and aligned, which is always good. Definitely feeling a bit of a green theme going on. As for his peripherals here, going the great option for the budget route with the Corsair K55 RGB keyboard. This is like $50, paired with the Logitech G102 Prodigy mouse on an extended mouse pad. And then as for audio, he has the HyperX Stinger headset here off to the side on one of those nice clear acrylic headphone stands. And on his desktop, he also has the Logitech Z120 speakers. And this is another setup utilizing the IKEA Lindemann desktop. Now let's take a look at his PC. You can see he's got it underneath the desk, but inside the NZXT S340 case in white, he has the Ryzen 5 1400 CPU with a Gigabyte GTX 1050 G1 gaming graphics card and 16 gigs of some G.Skill Trident Z RGB RAM. And of course, with the RGB episode, you gotta have the RGB RAM going on. So while there's no like light strips behind the desk or the monitors or anything, he's definitely keeping that lockdown with the peripherals there, getting those nice and flashy, and of course with the nice and bright and vivid wallpapers as well. It's gonna help hone in that theme. Now, is this the cleanest or most organized? No, and I'd like to see a little bit better job on cable management next time around, but for what it is, it's definitely still good. Next, we got Brad G, keeping it really simple and minimal now. I like the mix of the black and white accents with that neutral gray wall, and the RGB lights are really going to make the setup pop as a whole because of that. Checking out his solo display, it is the Asus ROG PG278Q at 27 inches and 144 Hz. It is an absolutely great gaming panel. And now heading on down to check out his peripherals, he has the Cooler Master Master Keys S Pro S RGB keyboard, got some custom keycaps on it as well, paired with the Zowie EC2A mouse. They're both on the glorious extended mouse pad in white. And his microphone there is the Audio-Technica AT2020, which is what I'm using right now to record this voiceover. One thing I really like is how he has his DAC mounted on the side of his desk. That is a Newforce UDAC 3 in red. You can see that's also hooked up to his Audio-Technica M50X headphones here, making those D-brand skins look really well on here. Definitely a killer combo. And now we check out the PC over on the left side of the desk. That is the Corsair Carbide Series Air 540 case in white. Gotta match everything going on here, props for that. Inside is the Intel i7 6700K CPU with the Corsair H100i AIO. We have an Asus GTX 1070 graphics card with 16 gigs of some Corsair Vengeance RAM. But Brad, I'm really digging him because there's a lot of RGB thrown in here, but it's very minimal and it's tasteful, you know? You got the whole white and black theme going on here with some muted grays throughout. And I like the subtle splashes of color you throw in, whether it is that subtle light strip behind your desk or in something like the colored keycaps to match everything else. Good stuff, my man. Now we got Mohammad, and this is like stepping right into a nightclub with the RGB glow everywhere possible. And since pretty much everything here is primarily white, those RGB lights are gonna make everything just glow to the next level. And I think it's a good example of it being, again, just tastefully done because, yes, while it is literally everywhere, I don't think it's like kind of overdoing it to the point where it's like, oh my god, I'm blind, you know? But let's check out his gear. And now for his monitor, he has the LG 34UC87 ultra-wide display. Very nice and sleek. As for his peripherals, he has the Corsair Gaming K70 RGB keyboard with some cherry brown switches inside. Again, some custom white keycaps to match the whole black and white theme in his room, coupled with the Razer Death Adder RGB Elite mouse on a white extended mouse pad here from the glorious PC gaming race. And you can see up on the monitor riser there, as sort of like a shelving unit, he also has a soundbar. That is from LG. It is the NB3540, in case you're interested in picking it up. And now we need to take a moment to just gaze at this beautiful PC. This one's looking real nice. This is the Corsair Graphite Series 780T case. Inside is an i7 5820K CPU with the Corsair H100i GTX AIO. We got some 16 gigs of G.Skill Ripjaws 4 RAM and the EVGA 980 Ti graphics card. But even in here, it's staying true to that black and white theme, and it is a very clean and nice looking build. So alrighty, Mohammad coming in here with the RGB everywhere, but again, when you pair it with an all white setup, this is like the third setup now that we've had the IKEA Linman desk with some Alex drawers as well. But when everything's white and you do the RGB lights, you know, just tastefully around, whether it is behind the desk or in the light bulbs and stuff like that, it gives the setup as a whole a really nice glow. And then we've got Kevin here, and Kevin can tell you a thing or two about RGB because it is everywhere. Let's play a game. Take a shot every time I say RGB this episode. Only if you're old enough, of course. And this RGB party is all in his bedroom, so you can just, you know, hang out, roll out of bed, play some games, and enjoy the whole light show at nighttime. But for his setup, he has the dual stacked monitor orientation here with that mounted overhead. His main display here is an HP 2311X, and that overhead is a 32-inch TV from Samsung. Then off to the side for some personalization, got some Gundam figures there and that Tetris light cube and stuff going on. And another pretty big L-shaped desk. As for his peripherals, he has the Corsair Gaming K30 keyboard with the Razer Death Adder Elite mouse on a SteelSeries Quick Extra Large mouse pad, which is the Dota 2 edition here. For audio, he has the Astro A40 headset, and he also has the Creative T15 wireless Bluetooth speakers around his desk as well. And then as for his PC, this is the InWin 904 Plus case. Not too much information, just got an i7 4790K CPU and an EVGA GTX 970 going on. But the InWin case definitely looks nice on the desktop. So for an RGB setup, this one has it all in the bedroom here. Surprisingly, no RGB lights in the PC or anything like that, but for what it is RGB certified. But shout out to Corsair for sponsoring the giveaway and this episode. They just announced their new LL series RGB fans. They're definitely gonna make your PC look crazy with RGB. They got the LEDs embedded into the fan themselves with those 16.8 million RGB colors. These new LL RGB fans are designed to run quiet and keep your PC cool, so they'll definitely be seen but not heard. The fans even include the Corsair Lighting Node Pro, which is going to allow for in-depth RGB customization in the software. You can pick them up in kits of 120mm or 140mm. If you're interested in these crazy RGB fans, check the link in the description down below. Alright guys, that'll wrap it up for episode 107 of Room Tour Project. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget, check the description down below for the giveaway information if you want to win the RGB headset and the headphone stand from Corsair, as well as all the products you saw in this episode. They'll be listed down there for you. So if you saw a cool, mouse or a keyboard you want to check out, it'll all be listed down below. If you liked the episode, give it a thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. And lastly, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Well, I'm Random Frank P. Hope you enjoyed episode 107. Have a good day.